Up squad, AK fam. Now I sound like these other lame ass YouTubers, but whatever. And by the way, their content is very fake and not legit, so I would really question who you watch or you allow your kids to watch. Anywho, so anyways, guys, I wanted to do this secondary update on YouTube. I know I told everybody that I was gonna do them within minutes of apart, but it just didn't happen that way, and I do apologize for that. And so here it goes. Anyways, this one's the one for the paranormal activity going on in my house. I'm not a part of Hollywood. I'm not a famous person. Never want to be famous. It's too much of an obligation. And yeah, so with that being said, for the past 2 to 3 weeks, we've been experiencing paranormal activity in my house, anywhere from hearing footsteps up and down the stairs to actually seeing orbs, specific mist, like a white grayish mist. Both my husband, myself, and pretty much all 3 of my kids who are presently here have seen apparitions. The other day, whatever entity was here tried to look like my oldest daughter. And at first, I was half asleep. This had to have been like at 2 something in the morning, which it didn't make sense to me because when the 2 girls sleep, they sleep like die hard, and they snore and all that good stuff. And so I was like, something's just not right. And so, anyways, long story short, in the end, we saw an apparition that mimicked the identity of my oldest daughter. And I actually was trying to talk to it, my husband says, because I saw that at one point it had turned on the bathroom light, and for whatever reason I didn't want that light on. And so I'm like, just turn it off. You know, my head, I don't know. My head must have been hurting that day or whatever. And so, basically at the end of everything, I was trying to communicate with this apparition. Now, I didn't necessarily feel harm from it. I felt almost awkwardly peaceful, but it was until much later on that the demonic presences started coming in and all this other craziness, but we'll get to that in a minute. So anyways, long story short, I had seen a glowing apparition in my room that laid down. I kid you not that this one looked exactly identical to my younger daughter. And it actually startled me in the beginning, but I didn't feel the need to run for it. I was just in a kind of shock, honestly, and eventually it went away on its own. And then a couple of days after that, my husband saw it. So it's been a reoccurring thing. And then things kind of gradually started picking up. Like I had mentioned before, we literally hear feet walking up and down the stairs, sometimes even in the hallway, which is way too close for comfort. A week ago, we had cabinets opening unexplainedly. You know, we've been physically attacked by this entity. Myself in particularly, it got a hold of me, and I couldn't move, I couldn't speak. I was just limp there, I guess, as they say. And it was pretty horrifying. And then somehow, I just made myself so angry to the point that I was able to scream. And when that happened, all my nieces and nephews were over. My husband was home. My kids were asleep. Pretty much everybody was knocked out. Anyways, long story short, I screamed to the top of my lungs, and my husband said that he had never ever heard me that scared in his life. So he flew downstairs and instantaneously was looking for somebody like who had potentially, you know, forced entry. And it just ended up being paranormal, thank God. But nonetheless, I was attacked by this demonic entity, and it was very scary. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, honestly. And these apparitions continuously show themselves, not just to me, but to my kids. Just a week ago, this demonic presence in my house was trying to horrify not just my son, but my 2 older daughters. And I just simply wasn't having it. I was like, you know what, you gotta go. You're not welcome here. This is the family of Christ. etc. And it kind of seemed like for a period of time like it worked, but things just recently started picking up. Now, I had always, since I was about 9 years old, I started studying the paranormal. Now, I didn't have anybody in my family, of course, who gave a hoot enough to show me that in the Bible, when somebody dies, they're gone forever. They wait for the second coming of Christ. A lot of the entities or spirits that roam this realm still are demonic in nature. And I can tell you that for a fact, demons go over 1,000 different names. So you really never have an indefinite answer as to who or what you're communicating with. And like I said before, we had been seeing orbs. We've been seeing mist, shadow people, apparitions, basically everything. And the most insane aspect of this, you guys, is that I have no affiliation to Hollywood, nor do I ever want to. And this is real life paranormal activity. And a lot of the stuff that these other YouTubers post up on their pages, it's just bullshit. And excuse my language and my offensiveness, not just to you guys, but to God. I just have no respect for these YouTubers, who fake the paranormal activity, or they get a Ouija board and they invoke it to cause whatever's there to happen. That's just nonsense. You shouldn't ever do that, because there's a warning clear on the back that says it's like a portal. Once you've opened it, there's no indefinite way of closing it. So, anyways, with all that being said, CERN is a portal of hell that goes back for ages. And that has also been opened by the American government. So whatever activity was going on in the home before, it's just amplified now. But in all honesty, it's quite frightening, being the only adult here in the daytime. Oh my god, I forgot to mention that. And some of the stuff tends to happen when I am by myself with the 3 kids. For those of you who don't know, I'm a human rights activist. I've been doing it for over 32 years. I'm a not really stay at home. Well, I guess so. Stay at home mom in the sense that I cook and I clean, etc. And I do homeschooling because I'm not going to allow my kids to be brainwashed by Clark County School District. Anyways, with all that fun stuff being said, my kids, all 3 of my kids are homeschooled. All 3 of my kids, including my 2.5-year-old son, are being homeschooled. He's doing really awesome for his age. Of course, I give him age-appropriate work, as I do the girls, etc. There are specific courses that I have to teach based on CCSD, which is fine, but I'm not going to do the whole brainwashing thing and all that stuff. So, with all that being said, y'all, by the grace of God, things are good. Everybody's learning the way they should. My family's amidst our financial struggle, we're still thriving, so I'm blessed for that. Where there are tears being shedded, Isabel, not again. Where there's a struggle, where there's tears, and pain in the inside, there's always a blessing coming your way. So hopefully we get that blessing sooner than later. And I still haven't had my son, and a part of me wants to say that maybe somehow these guardian angels that have come, for example, the apparition that turned on the light in my room, maybe they were sent here by the Lord to, watch over us and conjoin with the bad ones to fight the battle and to win it for us, because ultimately God paid that price. But with all that good stuff being said and in mind, I'm going to conclude this video. I do thank you guys for watching and always supporting my YouTube channel. I'm blessed to have such a large squad. I love you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. And I hope that you have a blessed weekend. Always be safe and always be vigilant. You never know what's going to happen next. I say it in each and every one of my vlogs, and I will continue to until this craziness dies down. But anyways, squad, I love y'all. I hope you have an awesome rest of your Sunday evening and an even better Monday. So, peace. Love you. Bye-bye.